Hello everyone, I am Deepak Nial and I welcome you to this new series of tutorials on puzzles for interviews. Or we can also say that these are puzzles for placements or puzzles for placement interviews. Companies generally ask puzzles in the interview part and not before that, and that's why I am focusing on the interviews. Before we start solving puzzles in this series of tutorials, let us discuss some of the questions that you could have in your mind. So, some of them are why puzzles are good. So I will simply try to Google these things and tell you the way you can also do, right? So let us start. So I have Googled this thing already for you, why puzzles are good. And the first answer that you get is that these puzzles improve your memory, and working on puzzles reinforce the connection between our brain cells and form new ones. So they are a great way to improve short-term memory. Studies have shown that the growth of new brain connections that are formed to help reduce the amount of brain damage in Alzheimer's patient. So you can open this link and see others also. You will find out lot of benefits of solving puzzles. Second question that you could have in your mind is why puzzles are asked in the interviews, right? So I will try to Google that for you. So here is the second window. So I simply search why puzzles are asked in the interview. You can see that there are many suggestions and you can pick any one of them, but I have searched this and there are some answers. You can see there are a lot of answers, but I would like to pick just one and the top answer. Interviewers do this just to check the interviewer's presence of mind and problem solving abilities. It also says that asking only programming question is not enough to know if the candidate is actually good enough with real time problem solving. So basically puzzles are asked in the interviews to test someone's logical ability or presence of mind. So if you solve these puzzles, you will also enhance your logical ability or presence of mind, right? Second question you could have in your mind is how many puzzles are necessary for getting selected in an interview. So that is actually a funny question because I don't have any specific answer to that. You could solve 50 questions or 50 puzzles and still crack the interview, and you could solve 100 or thousands and still lack in the interview. There could be many reasons behind that, and one of the reason could be not solving puzzles in a correct way or with correct approach, or not utilizing solutions of previous problem in the next problem, right? So this could also be a reason behind that. Secondly, should we answer every puzzle correctly to get selected? So I would like to say that this is actually relative thing. It works the way other candidates are answering in that particular interview, but still if I generalize everything, answering every puzzle correctly is not very necessary. But the thing that is necessary is to provide a correct approach or a nice approach for solving that puzzle, because you might have heard that puzzle in the interview only and you might not be able to solve that to the end, but still you could have a good approach and interviewers look at that thing also, right? Other than that, you could also say that how to prepare puzzles for interviews. So you can search on the Google again and you might have multiple suggestions there. So the first link shows that there are some 8 steps that it is showing to us. Think about the problem. Begin with thinking about the type of puzzle you are being asked to solve. So that is really the first thing. You have to think about the problem, and if you don't know anything, you have to ask for the clarification of that problem. If you don't know anything, don't rush. Try to think about that, ask for the clarification, and clear that question first. Then, when you are trying to solve a puzzle, explain your reasoning. Means, if interviewer is looking at you or interviewer has provided you a question, you should not be silent at that time. You should try to explain your reasoning to the interviewer and then try to solve that puzzle step by step, right? There are some other things also, riddles and questions and so on. So I'm not going into detail of all these things. You can also Google this and click on that part. What I am basically trying to say that everything that I am saying here or providing you, you can also find that on Google. So that is the best thing you could do, right? But why I am creating these videos is because I will try to collect a lot of resources. I will try to see a lot of resources on the internet and filter out important things for you, or try to use my experience from the past interviews, or interview experiences from my colleagues, or any other interview experience that I could find on the internet, and try to collect all those things and filter out important things for you, right? So this is the first or basic step that I am trying to do right now, searching on the Google and telling you the way you can proceed. At the end, you can search for the puzzles and you will find a lot of websites where there will be puzzles, right? But still you might get confused in many of these things. That is the basic thing that you can do. But to save you from this and save your time from doing all these things, I will try to collect some important puzzles, or puzzles that has already been asked in some previous companies, and solve it for you and try to explain the reasoning behind that, right? So you could ask what should be the right way to solve a puzzle, and I have written it here. You could see this. So what should we keep in mind for solving a puzzle? So first thing, it read or listen question very carefully. That is first and foremost thing. Always use pen and paper. That is second important thing. You cannot just try to solve every puzzle in your mind. So you have to use pen and paper, right? Always try to solve problems on your own. So whenever I will give you a problem, you have to solve that on your own. But if you are not able to solve that on your own, try it one or more times. But after that, see solution of the problem and then try to match with my solution or any other solution of your colleague. And the last part, see every problem as new problem. What happens sometime, we try to match new problem with the previous one and rush to answer quickly. But you don't have to do that. If you try to do that, you might answer it wrongly. So what should be the approach of solving a problem? First try to solve it on your own. Then if it is solved, see the solution and use it for upcoming future problems. If it is not solved, then try 2-3 times on your own, and at the end, if you could not solve it, see the solution. And the most important thing is you have to use this solution in some future problems or upcoming problems. If you don't this, or if you don't apply this, it could be very dangerous. So in that case, every problem you get, you will try to mug up that answer, right? But that is not the correct way. If And the other thing, if you have a alpha problem and then it becomes beta with some addition of delta part, then you already know this answer, right? But try to learn this thing. How can you modify this previous solution and make this new one? If you try to remember this again, you need to remember a lot of things after that. So that is not the correct approach. Clear? So I think this introduction will be enough for you, and from the next tutorial onward I will try to solve one puzzle in each video. If you have any doubt or any query regarding this first part, introduction part, try to put in comments and tell me about your views. Okay, so see you in the next video. Till then, thank you so much.